back from the days of Medarot Dual on the 3DS. It is the Cerulean twin of the two Gorgon types introduced in that game. It is ERL00 Prowl Viper, with the kit of Laser, Missile, All Repair, Multi-Legs, and the leg ability of Blowbeat, which ignores a percentage of the target's resist stats when attacking. Now, as a model that's available in the permanent banner, Prowl Viper is one that a lot of new and rookie Metarotters will probably see as one of their first 5 tutorial gacha models, which means she probably will be very easily collected right out of the gate. And even if in the rare case that she's not, she is just as commonly obtained in pretty much every banner as one that you really can't ever not see in pretty much any gacha banner you pull. But all the same, looking beyond the gacha banner likelihoods, she is still a very solid mixed support of shoot and healing that, in the right hands, can be incredibly valuable asset to any team using her. Laser is a shooting-based skill with an optic attribute, meaning it will get a times 1.5 damage bonus at 30% charge, and a times 2 bonus at 100% charge. Missile on the right arm is a gunpowder-based part that is a full AoE, meaning it will damage all parts of the target equally and spread the damage among them. That means a fully healthy target will be seeing a quarter damage to all parts. An injured or nearly dead target may perhaps see more damage spread out evenly. The only time that this does not apply is if the enemy has Conceal effect applied, of which all of that AoE damage will be converted into a single strike at the part intercepting it. The same can also be said for anyone that is intercepting the attack with a shield. All Repair on the left arm is a healing-based skill that, contrary to, say, Repair or Super Repair, or even in the case of Chapin, Wide Repair, All Repair instead will actually heal all active parts of a target at once. So it may not be a whole lot of HP at once, as its likelihood and efficacy is tied to the healing skill on the medal, but instead of healing just one part at a time and just a little bit of carryover, it'll heal all parts equally across them. So think of this as maybe the original form that Wide Repair, which is incredibly potent, came from. Multi-legs means that Prowl Viper will have pretty solid coverage across most terrains, arguably one of the next best above Biped in terms of terrain compatibility. In terms of the armor department, Prowl Viper is just a little squishy, but definitely nothing short of what's expected and par for the course when it comes to female types. With a head HP of about 3150, missile arm about 2900, and both arms at 2900 each, and her legs at 3450. A decently healthy chunk of HP for all parts in comparison to other female types of her caliber, but a good hit or two will probably take her out just as easily. Her leg stats are actually not too shabby either, despite the rather low melee resist at 823, which isn't terrible, but also isn't great either. Just exercise some caution when fighting anyone that likes getting in your personal space. But with a mobility of 799 and an evade of 884, definitely a very nice pair of well-rounded female legs, especially for multi-ped, which is kind of tough to find if you exclude a lot of the boss-type bots, such as, say, Kokono Elegy, the nine-tailed fox type. But Prowl Viper is also packing a very healthy shoot resist stat at almost 1500, which means that while up close and personal she may struggle just a little bit, she's definitely more than capable of holding her own in a pot shot competition against that sneaky sniper on the enemy side. Overall, as a pure set score, I still do have to rate Prowl Viper a pretty solid 5.5 out of 10, and primarily for the fact that even though her kit by itself is not bad, and she has some pretty good skills in her arsenal, one of the biggest problems is that she's very largely AoE oriented, with the exception of Laser. And with her main source of damage being Laser, it is also Metaforce reliant, which she really doesn't have a lot of Metaforce build in her kit. So she is going to be relying pretty heavily on using Missile a lot, and breaking at least 1 or 2 parts first before she uses Laser, because it not only requires charge, but as a head use, it also has limited ammo. And while All Repair may also be moderately solid depending on how you use it, it is also tied to the healing skill on the medal, and since it restores all HP of all parts at once, you may not see a lot of a big payback on that compared to, say, even basic Repair, which only does 1 at a time. But as a positive bonus back to her, The Blowbeat ability does mean she will be attacking just a little bit more aggressively than what you'd expect, being able to passively ignore a small percentage of the enemy's resist stats on their legs and dealing just a little more damage than anticipated. As mixed parts, very easily I have to rate her about a 6 out of 10, and in some cases an argument could even be made for a 6.5, possibly even a 7 depending on the situation, primarily for the fact that despite her being incredibly common even in the permanent pulls, and again as a model that pretty much everyone would have seen at least once as in their tutorial gotcha starting the game, she still does have a very solid number of skills in her disposal. Laser and Missile are both relatively solid, but you'd probably see the most use of her legs, given that it's really hard to find good multi-legs for females, and the Blowbeat leg ability is just icing on the cake with that, guaranteeing that however you use them, whether they be up close and personal or from afar, you will have a relatively solid base performance all across the board.